Well, thanks everybody for attending today. I don't know how many are online. Hopefully, whoever wasn't able to attend today can see it in the future. Gonna go over a kind of 4 categories of things. Going to talk a little bit about our company and who we are, so you know who you're dealing with as a partner. The marketplace, what's going on, both with your consumers and across the country, and with our competition as well. And then talk about the product, some new things that have taken place, new products online, and then the marketing efforts that we're doing to help you and your dealer customers pull their customers into their stores. So with that, I'll get going. So first, a little bit about the company. I won't spend too much time on this because we do have a lot of slides that I'll squeeze in a short amount of time and enough room for questions. But it was founded not even 10 years ago, Dynamic Solutions was, and the purpose was to design, manufacture, and market innovative and environmentally friendly insect control products for the home and outdoors. We've got a lot of awards, as you'll see in a moment, and we are now the leader in insect trap category. We still remain committed to sustaining our entrepreneurial spirit, but we really do strive to do the right thing. And I think our customer service department, I would put that up against anybody, and you'll find that many of our positive reviews are how we handled a situation, and I think that says a lot about a company. And then, of course, we still like to think of stay in touch with our community and community relations, and are involved with donations either through matching company or employee donations and not for nonprofits, but also during catastrophic events like, let's say, the Zika outbreak in South Beach, Miami, where we donated hundreds of traps, or to Baton Rouge during some flooding about a year and a half ago. So we try to do the right thing in both in the company as well as outside the company. Simply put, we are striving to provide innovative, proven products, and I think that's important, that mean a demonstrated need. We set ourselves apart by providing eco-friendly products that don't require pesticides. And I think with the interest of eco-friendly products on the consumer side, I think that's very important for you and your dealer customers. And of course, we are second to none when it comes to marketing efforts, as you'll see in the latter part of this presentation. One of the things that I don't know any other company can say is we have an entomologist on staff. And what she's doing is constantly testing and both our products as well as competitive products, and seeing what's working and what's not, and we're always striving to find the next product that is going to be what the consumer is looking for, even before maybe they know what they're looking for. This gives you an idea a little bit about not only our company, but how forward-thinking we are. We are very fast-growing. We've got a number of accolades in that regard, but also, as you'll see here, in terms of innovation and product awards, we've been awarded a number of times that way. So we're not sitting on our hands, I guess is the best way to put it. We're constantly moving forward and trying to find a better way to do what we're doing. So just a little bit about the market. Our customer is your dealer's customers, and in that they're homeowners, they have a certain level of income, and they're educated. This slide here, I put these in here because we want you to know that we're not just selling product, we're trying to keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on health-related or insect-related. And this is a snapshot of where 2 species of mosquitoes, for example, currently reside in terms of their range. Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. This is going to get more in-depth than anybody is at a retailer level is probably going to care about. But I bring it up because we want you to know that we're staying on top of things. And if things are changing, climate change is constantly in the news, and it's causing these ranges of these types of mosquitoes, these disease-carrying mosquitoes. That's why they watch these two in particular. We see their range changing, and if we're on top of it, and we can keep you on top of it, which can then keep your dealer customers on top of it in case there is some sort of outbreak or concern. At least they can consider the stock levels that they have in their store. Here's a good example of keeping of how fast things can change. This is a map on West Nile virus. You'll see that in late June, there were just a few states that had cases of human infection of West Nile virus. Just 9 short weeks later, you'll see that almost the entire map is covered with states that had at least a case of West Nile virus infection. So these are the things that we're staying on top of, that our entomologists is staying on top of, and we have our finger on the pulse of the health side of things as well. A couple of things that I noticed, and maybe you've seen the articles as well. There are a lot of products out there that make some claims, but the more articles you read, the more you see that maybe not all is what it's cracked up to be. Sprays recently have been found that, depending on the ingredients in it, can kill salamanders. And salamanders in their juvenile phase forage on mosquito larvae, which keeps the mosquito populations down. So you eat them before they're even born, or before they can grow into a blood-sucking mosquito. So you're robbing from the goose to pay the gander. You know, that's what's going on there. Citronella, a lot of debate on citronella. I've had buyers at retailers tell me, I sell it because it sells, but do I think it works? No. I've had personal testimonials that thought maybe it doesn't work so well, but it does sell, and it's hard to argue that. And then, of course, some of the wearable devices out there, some work, many don't. And you'll see there that many are just making claims they can't back up. So I want to talk about the products as a refresher course for those who've been selling but maybe didn't quite know exactly everything about the product, and then also some new products, and bring those up. So first of all, what makes us different? It's green. There are no pesticides or chemicals in any of our products that are harmful to humans or pets. It's very quiet in operation. The mosquito traps that utilize the one type of technology, those fans are very quiet and very unobtrusive to any kind of outdoor conversation. Safe, durable, they're all built to ETL and UL specifications, easy to operate. It's plug and play. You're just plugging it in and then changing a light bulb once in a while, and of course emptying the basket out as it gets full. And then of course the 1-year warranty. So this page explains the technology. The next slide is a video that shows you how this basically explains this page. So I'm going to go right to the video, and this will all be available for everybody afterwards anyway. But let's see if we can get this one to work. Otherwise, I have it all queued up and ready to go.
DynaTrap operates quietly and simply, without requiring propane or other chemicals. Simply plug it into any wall outlet and flip the switch. You won't even know it's at work until you begin to see the results. Within a week, you'll see a noticeable reduction. In 6 weeks, with continuous 24/7 operation, you will have successfully broken the mosquito life cycle. But DynaTrap does much more than just trap mosquitoes. Many types of moths, including the troublesome gypsy moth, are a disruption to vegetation. In the caterpillar stage of development, they eat and destroy trees, plants, and vegetables in your garden. DynaTrap controls these flying pests. UV light from DynaTrap provides a warm attraction to flying insects. Carbon dioxide emitted from the unit mimics our breath, creating an irresistible attraction. When insects approach, DynaTrap's quiet, powerful vacuum fan draws them into a retaining cage where they dry up and die. And unlike other mosquito traps which require placement at or near the breeding site, DynaTrap can be placed anywhere within the entrapment area, including areas of human traffic. Stop zapping. Start trapping with DynaTrap.
Okay, moving on. So getting onto the products. So I'll break down the products into three categories. There's our indoor mosquito traps, our outdoor mosquito and other biting insect traps, and then there's the new product, the Fly-Lite indoor trap. Just to briefly go over, and these are all, this is a product that you've been carrying for a while, but just to clarify, some of these attributes may not be well known to all the sales reps. It's a 300 square foot coverage. This is a non-replaceable bulb of 20,000 hours. To give you a perspective, in the northern climates, that might be 7 years of use. So this is like those light fixtures you get for your home now that have the LED bulb in them. This is not an LED, but it's got that long life where you're throwing the whole fixture away once you're done, once the bulb burns out. But for the MSRP of $39, you're getting a lot of life out of something for that price. And then it comes in the three colors, the black, the tungsten, and the stone. I forget, well, actually, I don't recall if Arett is carrying the black or not, now that I think about it. But we'll clarify that later. Here's the DT250, which is a larger unit. It covers 1,000 square feet. You'll see the power consumption is pretty minimal on all the products. The DT150 was less than $1 a month. This is less than $2 a month of electrical consumption. All of our products do need to be plugged in. There aren't any battery-operated or solar-operated ones. We don't do propane, so they're all plug-in devices. And the master carton quantities of 6 is very common for some of them. Unless you get to the larger products, then it's 2 per case. This is a new product this year, DT160 and 160 DEC2, so basically the black and the stone-colored one. We developed this one to meet the market demand of a lower price point product, number one, and for those who just had smaller suburban yards. So a quarter acre is more than enough for a lot of people. This also has a 20,000 hour non-replaceable bulb. The DT250 indoor model that you saw had a 3,000 hour bulb. That's common on a lot of our products. There's a couple of these new products that have the 20,000 hour bulb and a 40,000 hour bulb, which you'll see next. But this one, great price point. Again, very very low power consumption, and at an MSRP of $70, it fits in with the zappers that are out there. Even though it's totally different technology, a lot of people compare us to zappers and feel that they're trying to go up in price against them in price. So that's something that we developed for that reason. This is a more decorative luxury model, if you will. This is stainless steel construction, a quarter acre product. It's got a 40,000 hour LED bulb. Again, that can mean anywhere from 4.5 to 10 or 12 years, depending on where you live in the country. And it also has an Attractapod, 30 days supply of Attractapod, and that's the little device, the little pod you put in the center of the trap. There's a little receptacle there that you just slide it into, and what it's meant to do is supercharge the catch rate of the trap. On to the half-acre models. Again, something you've been carrying for a while now. The stone-colored and the tungsten-colored DT1050. And another 3,000 hour bulb product, and an MSRP of $129.99. So some of this is going to be repetitive. It's just slightly different options available. On this one, I'm trying to think of, I don't know if everyone's seeing what I'm seeing, but there were some tiles covering that product. But you'll see this is a wall mount option as well. You can hang this DT 1100 or wall mounted. Gives you more hanging placement options, if you will. Again, another 3,000 hour bulb that goes into that, and $129.99 MSRP for the other customers. Pole mounted versions exist as well. Not too much to say about that. The master carton quantity is 2 because of the size of the box. It's a little heavier, so we limit it to 2 per case. Same with the 1210. The difference between the 1260 and the 1210, you'll see, is a water tray that you can add a lure of water where mosquitoes like to lay eggs. That's the difference between the 1210 and the 1260. And then the larger units, we're now on to the 1 acre traps. And we have that in black, or Arett carries it in black, tungsten, and stone. And again, minimal power consumption, $4 a month for the larger traps. So you'll see they all have similar technology. It's just that there's difference in sizes. And this is new for this year. It's our Attract a Mosquito Lure. It's a unique blend of product that doesn't exist that I'm aware of anywhere else. It's been shown to improve the catch rate of any of our traps, or anybody's trap for that matter, by up to 5 or 6 times. So it's a great little product and add-on sale and repeat sale product and a consumptive product that you can sell. The one sachet lasts 60 days. They are weather resistant, so they can get rained on. They're meant to get rained on. Then we're on to replacement bulbs. This happens to be the 32050 is the replacement bulb for the 1 acre trap. Our 41050 is a replacement bulb for a number of different traps. The 250 interior plus the 1100 and the 1260, as well as I forgot to place it here, but the DT 1050 as well. So any half acre trap plus the indoor trap. This is new for this year, and maybe some of you have already sold this, but the Flylight has been very well received across the country in all types of channels, even pest control. What's nice about this product is, again, no pesticides, no chemicals. It's using UV light, a special wavelength that's attractive to flying insects like flies, fruit flies, drain flies, even Asian lady beetles, and stink bugs. I've caught any number of types of insects on it. And what's nice is the catch faces the wall, so there's no unsightly look to it. It looks like a wall sconce, a light sconce to anybody who doesn't know what it is. And it's very compact in design. There are a couple of options that Arett carries. They all protect 600 square feet. It's got a 3,000 hour bulb in it. Very minimal electrical consumption with a master carton quantity of 5. And these can come in that's a 5 shelf display. So they can either be peg hooked or placed on a shelf. This is the 3009, so that's our base model. You'll see as you look on the next slide, right here, you'll see the difference on the side of the body. The 3039 has AC and USB on both sides. So there's 2 AC and 2 USB ports that allows you to get the outlet back and then some. So for the price point, it's very difficult to find product out there that meets that. Actually, that's a typo on the map and the MSRP. There's a middle model that would be that price point. So it's actually $34.99 and $39.99 for the 3039. So I will correct that and resend the presentation. Replacement glue cards for any of the Flylight traps. They come in a pack of 6. Oh, by the way, you get 3 with the fly light. And then replacement packs are 6 to a pack. And they will last 30 days or until full. I've had mine personally in my house for more than 2 or 3 months at a time, and if it's still sticky and it's not full, then it's still working. I mean, so it all depends on whether or not it's full, really. Same with the replacement bulb. We have those for the fly light as well. And the DynaZap is the racket zapper. Little different than a lot of racket zappers out there. It's not a fixed head. It not only pivots, it extends, so any person is able to reach a 10-foot ceiling and if you place the head at 90 degrees like you see in the lower left portion of the slide, there are any number of ways you can kill a bug without having to swat at it. We also have bilingual owner's manuals, and for those selling into Canada, we also have trilingual. Many of this is just, of course, a small sample of the numerous testimonials that we get. So I won't read them each, but if you go online, you'll see other testimonials as well. For those who may or may not be familiar with the Net Promoter Score, it's a question that's asked customers, and it's a recognized way of scoring that allows companies to see just how well received they are by their own customers. And there's one question asked that they ask: how likely is it that you would recommend DynaTrap to a friend or a colleague? And anywhere above 0 is good. So that you either have detractors that would not recommend, or promoters, or those that are indifferent. So we are in a good spot, and you'll see some of the more recognized names that have what most people consider as good brand names, and you'll see where we fall in there. Of course, nothing tells the story like the actual catch. And here's just a very small few examples of what people have done and shown us with their products. So, what are we doing to get people into the stores, into your customers' stores? This is new for this year. We're providing a no questions asked guarantee, and it looks like an odd number. When you see 42 days, you wonder why would DSW pick 42 days as the number to say give it a shot for 42 days. We feel that 6 weeks is enough to break the life cycle of the mosquitoes in a particular habitat, a particular area. And if I believe the customer, no matter where they get it, they go online, register it with us. They have 42 days to use it, and if they don't like it for whatever reason, they can send it back to us. So we're trying to give people a level of comfort to picking it up off of the shelf of your customer stores. Our message is very simple this year. It's safe, silent, simple, and that's what consumers are looking for, is something that isn't hard to use, but it's safe for their pets and their children to be around. We also recently partnered with Bazaar Voice. Basically, what they do is they get reviews planted on retailers' websites. I don't know exactly how it works and whether the retailer has to be a subscriber of the Bazaar Voice as well. But we all know that in our own experiences, online shopping, if we see 0 reviews or 3 or 4, we're less inclined to give a product a shot. When we see hundreds and that there's a 4 or above, or 3.5 or above on the review rating, we feel a little bit more comfort that there's a history behind that product. And that's what we're striving to do with Bazaar Voice. We're trying to use their technology to get more reviews visible. We also have merchandising like floor displays, which Arett, we presented at the trade shows as well. signage for planograms or end caps, and then point-of-sale materials as well. And if you have any ideas or your customers have any requests, feel free to run them by me. This gives you an idea of what we did this last year. There's magazine advertising, podcast, television, billboards, website, on and on. So I'll just touch on a couple of them. And one example is Southwest Airlines. We tend to do full-page ads regardless of where we're at, but this was something that was in the in-flight magazine, making us visible to the consumer. This year we launched a DRTV, so that's the 2-minute response ads directed to a specific website. But in addition to providing online sales for dynamic solutions, it creates awareness, brand awareness around the country for all of the retailers. Billboards in key markets, I think we had Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Chicago, Atlanta, and Tampa, Miami, to name a few. So we're trying to be a little bit more visible than your average contender in this space, in this insect trap and zapping space. Of course, our own online, our website is very helpful in terms of education, or, well, mostly education. And then at times we've been showcased on various national television shows. So that's really it. I see a question here. The question is, should the DynaTrap unit be placed near people on a patio or away from the patio? Very good question. And I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't cover that. So there are about 5 really good tips for usage on how to use the DynaTrap. So the outdoor models. Number 1 is you place it 20 to 40 feet away from where you typically are congregating. So in this case, in most people's situations, it's a patio or a deck. You can't always do that, but if you can, that's the most ideal. 20 to 40 feet away. And why is that? Well, it's far enough away that you're not attracting them toward you. It is an attractant. It's not a repellent like a thermocell device. So you're trying to attract them away from you, not toward you. But you don't want it so far away that the trap doesn't have a chance to intercept the insects before they find you. 2, you want to place it in shady areas if you can. Mosquitoes don't just hang out in sunny areas. They tend to be in the shady areas under the leaves of those shady areas. And 3 to 6 feet off the ground is optimal. And very big. This is probably the most important, and that is you turn it on and leave it on 24/7 during the biting season. Never turn it off until you don't see any more insects. The other thing is get it out early in the year. Most people don't know that mosquito eggs can start hatching at 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So the earlier you can get it out, the better. If you think of it this way, the mosquito is hatched. 2 weeks later, she can mate and have up to 200 eggs, half of which are female, which are the biting mosquitoes, and then so on and so on. And those two in 2 weeks can have 200. Meanwhile, the first one is still every 2 weeks is going to have more eggs. So the earlier you can intercept that whole process, the better. So getting it out early in the year is very critical. And then lastly, change the bulb every 3,000 hours, or telling the retailers that stocking bulbs is important because it'll look like the product is working. It'll turn on, the bulbs may light up, and it won't look any different necessarily, but the UVA wavelength is not going to be effective enough to, number 1, bring in the mosquitoes, but 2, work with the titanium dioxide coating that's inside the trap and interact and have that photocatalytic reaction. So it's important that the bulbs are changed, and of course it's repetitive sales for your customers as well. So lastly, it does catch a lot more than mosquitoes, as some of you may have already found out, it's attractive to moths, no-see-ums, midges, Asian lady beetles, many types of biting flies and house fly, black flies, and then of course the stinging ones, hornets, wasps, yellow jackets, because not that they're interested in the CO2 or the light, but they're going after the meal that may have been caught in there. So it's just a nice byproduct of it that we can say that it catches stinging insects, because we do get plenty of them in there in tests. And very important, not attractive to pollinators. So honeybees are not an issue, or dragonflies or butterflies. Gypsy moths, will it work on gypsy moths? I don't know if it's been specifically tested for them. I'm trying to think, is that, I don't know all my insects. That's the one that's harmful to a certain type of tree. Is that correct? Yeah, I have had someone in the Northeast tell me they used it, and it really did a good job on it. Now I can't even remember who it would have been. It might have been at an Arett or another distributor show in the Northeast, but I do remember someone coming up to me and telling me that. I'll see if there's any tests that verify that. I really appreciate the time, everybody, and feel free to give me a call at 877-403-8727 extension 343 if you have any questions that you didn't think of right away.
Okay, thank you, Rob. And this recording will be out on the Outlook page of Arett.com, I believe, within the next couple days if anyone wants to watch it.